The Cocktail Guru presents Cocktail Commentary with Jeffrey Pogash. Sit back and enjoy the story of the Tequila Sunrise cocktail.
Hello, my friends, and welcome back to Cocktail Commentary. Those of us who like to study the history of cocktails are always looking for primary source material that will confirm a certain theory about the origin of particular cocktails and exactly how old they are. Well, one day I was rummaging through an antiquarian bookstore, as I often do, and found an interesting brochure. It was from the 1920s, extolling the virtues and pleasures of a place that I had read about in passing, but did not really know. Turns out that the place was Agua Caliente in Tijuana, Mexico, a $10 million luxury resort that has been dubbed Satan's Playground. Yes, ominous. It opened in 1928 when Prohibition was in full force. So the rich and famous, the elite, including Hollywood's most famous stars and starlets, flocked there for leisure time activities. For example, the beautiful Rita Hayworth was discovered there performing as a dancer in the nightclub, and actor Charlie Chaplin, comedian Bob Hope, and crooner Bing Crosby were regulars. The resort billed itself as the place, quote, where drinking never ceased, end quote, and rightfully so. Bars existed throughout the resort for the convenience of its alcohol-starved American clientele. Whether you found yourself in the 500-room hotel, in the casino, lounging around in the bungalows, betting at the two racetracks, horse and greyhound, taking a Turkish steam bath, enjoying the nightclub acts, playing a round of golf, or sloshing around in the Olympic-sized pool, there was always a cocktail at hand to wet your whistle. So you can see that Agua Caliente, which means hot water in English, presented many opportunities to find oneself in just that situation if one were to indulge a little too much in the good life. And this place gave its customers every opportunity to enjoy the good life. I made a pilgrimage to Agua Caliente back in 2008 to see what remained. The answer is not much. The Greyhound racetrack is pretty much the centerpiece of what was once a thriving luxury resort complex. I took this opportunity to visit a number of bars to taste their tequila, which is one of my favorite spirits. Now back to the 1920s brochure, what I found remarkable is that I discovered what I believe to be the earliest reference in writing to a drink that has become a modern-day beach resort and poolside classic, the Tequila Sunrise. And now, the rest of the story. So does this mean that Agua Caliente was the home of the Tequila Sunrise? Perhaps, but to be fair, there are competing stories, which we will get to later. For the present, let's discuss the recipe that I found. It states 1 jigger of tequila, 1/2 lime squeezed, exactly 6 dashes of grenadine, exactly 2 dashes creme de cassis, and 2 lumps of ice. Serve in a highball glass filled to the brim with healthful Agua Caliente Roca blanca sparkling water. Stir slightly. Yes, this is the original Tequila Sunrise recipe. Really? Something is missing, you might say. Yes, of course, it's orange juice. Now, those of you who are Tequila Sunrise fanatics might lament the absence of Florida's signature beverage. And I, for one, am happy as I find that orange juice, especially the bottled version, mucks up the flavor of a cocktail. Freshly squeezed orange juice is far superior, but that's neither here nor there because there is no orange juice in the original Tequila Sunrise. A similar recipe created in the 1930s comes from the Arizona Biltmore Hotel in Phoenix, created by one Gene Sulit. The recipe is as follows: 1 1/4 ounces tequila, 3/4 ounce creme de cassis, fresh lime juice from 2 slices, club soda, and a slice of orange. Fill glass with cracked ice, add tequila, creme de cassis, and a squeeze of lime. Do not mix. Garnish with fresh orange wheel. Note that there is no grenadine in this recipe and still no orange juice, but I do like the addition of an orange wheel. It is obvious that there is an ever so slight evolution going on here. But the tequila sunrise that we know today came about much later in a completely different but equally exotic location, Sausalito, California, at the Trident restaurant. This version of the recipe dates to the 1970s and is the simplest one yet, consisting of tequila, orange juice, and grenadine. It's a far cry from the original recipe, but America's love affair with OJ, orange juice, has made this recipe the one that has won the hearts of America, and it is the easiest one to make, quite honestly. I had lunch at Trident a number of years ago, and after enjoying a tequila sunrise, it inspired me to walk across the Golden Gate Bridge from Sausalito back to San Francisco under a very hot summer sun. And I will tell you, it takes a long time to walk across the Golden Gate Bridge. But let's go for the more complex recipe and make the Agua Caliente version. And now, my friends, you know the rest of the story.